Hi there, this is Amy, and I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks to assemble this Dog Valentine treat tote. You'll find the complete tutorial at Splitcoaststampers.com along with all of the materials listed and photo instructions step by step. I have 3 tips that I'd like to share. The first is concerning this embossed area on the front and the back of the doghouse. The second is how you can use your clear stamps to follow the curve of the dimensional banner that you see here. And then the third part of the tutorial today is how to assemble the treat tote, which serves as the base of the Dog Valentine. So let's get started. We'll be embossing the front and the back of the doghouse, and I'm going to be using a Cuttlebug. So my sandwich for the Cuttlebug, my sandwich recipe, consists of the following plates. We'll start with an A plate, followed by a B, and then the trick to the embossing is to add this rubber mat. So we'll have our rubber mat. I'm just going to space these apart a little just so you can see that. And then we'll have our cardstock, the Hugs and Kisses Cover Up Embossing Plate, face down, and the last layer of the sandwich is another B plate. Now before I run this through the Cuttlebug, I want to make sure that that cardstock is not going to slip around. So I'll take a piece of tape and tape this right to the bottom, face down, on each side. Believe me, it saves time in the long run. Once I have that in place, I'm going to lay that face down on the rubber mat, finish my sandwich, line those up evenly so they're ready to go through my Cuttlebug. And then I'll crank that through. And flipping that cover up plate over, you'll see your nice embossed image. My second tip today involves using your rubber stamps or your clear stamps to form the shape of this rounded banner. I have one of the dimensional banners that is not stamped. Here's the die cut that goes with that. That's from the dimensional banners set. And what I like to do is take my clear stamp and just kind of eyeball on top of my die. It's easier to see with this steel gray color behind it. Kind of round it with my fingers to see how much bend I need in that. And then I lay my clear block just on top of it lightly, and then I start shaping that, trying to just kind of remember the bend that I had on top of the die. Now I'll check that back with my die, and actually that looks pretty good. So it's ready to stamp. I like to use a little foam rubber mat to get a nice even coverage. Just for demonstration purposes, I'll stamp up my stamp, line that up so it's centered on my banner, and press it firmly onto the cardstock. And there you have it. My third and final tip today is the assembly of the treat tote. What you'll need to do is cut 2 of the treat tote die-namics to form the base. There are scored lines that will appear as you die cut, and so what I like to do is just start by gently bending at each scored line so that I can see the form of my box or tote. So you can see that. And then I'll go ahead and do that with my second. I don't want to bend them too far because I need to apply that adhesive, and I want to be able to have them lying somewhat flat to get a nice layer of adhesive. Okay, so here are the 2 bases, and what I'm going to do is just show you without adhesive how they're going to fold together. So what I'm going to be doing is hold them opposite and then you're going to overlap the two bases. So the bases is that's the part that that overlaps first. So I'm going to be applying adhesive right here on the base of the left hand die cut. And then I'm going to be layering my second treat tote right on top of that adhesive. By bending at that scored line a little bit, I can line that second base right on top. And you can see we have the start of our treat tote. Now I simply apply adhesive to each of these tabs, but I'm going to flip it over and apply that adhesive so I can lay it down flat to get a nice even layer. And then I'll flip it back over. So I'm folding it in, and I'll start by bending that first side flap up and simply attaching the tab to the front scalloped edged piece, and then I'll do that on the other side. And then I'll turn my box to the other side and do the same on the other side. Having those scored lines makes it so easy to line your box up and get those nice clean edges. There. And there you have the base of the Dog Valentine. And you're ready to start adding the front and back of the house. Thanks for tuning in.